A clear sign that you've spent too much time on the internet is when the voices in your head, like of the social media conversation, is louder than what's going on in the real world. I've had times where I put my phone down after looking at an argument on Twitter and I'm just like, wow, okay, for a whole chunk of time there, I was more sucked into the reality happening on my phone than the real world around me. I started to feel physically, you know, my emotions got changed by what I was reading on the internet. You know what you do then? You put your phone down, you look at a leaf for a minute, you do one deep breath. Ah, the real world. If you are addicted to social media, there's things you can do. You can set limits on the time on your phone that you can use certain apps for. You can just tell yourself, I'm gonna curate my experience and make it so that certain things don't stress me out. Just take time in your day to do things off the internet that make you feel better. It doesn't have to be something as big as a religion or meditation. Just buy a potted plant, just tend to a cactus, and it can ground you to reality.
Just get yourself a little glass of water while this happens. We got it.
I am doing the quiz.
You're doing the quiz.
Why do you
Dan's
want
gonna
more
because I wanted
glitter?
more background. Look, and some soap. I ran out of hand soap.
You bought hand soap and glitter?
Yeah.
Why are you like this?
Because I wanted clean hands. You know, gotta be safe.
I am competing for the Switch.
Yeah.
You do not ask another question.
Okay, I'll wait.
At least 15 seconds.
Right, Dan's gonna get back on his phone. This was going to be in the background as well. See, that looks a lot less frozen.
I think there were definitely days, more so a few years ago, because now I'm just like, I'm so bored, where I would just sit looking at things for hours. I just could not be part of the conversation. If people were talking about something that was happening, if people were arguing about something, I had to read every single comment. I had to keep going to the end. And eventually I just got exhausted, even just from silently reading things that were happening on my laptop. And I just had to start telling myself, I don't have to see everything. It's the fear of missing out of these virtual conversations. And one day I was like, I need some damn respect for myself. I don't need to be involved in this. And I just went, hey, close the lid. I feel like a lot of people feel obligated to follow 20 newspapers and a bunch of celebrities that they might not care about, and even some people in their life that they might not want to see what they're posting, but they feel like they have to. Don't do that, please. Your social media, the time that you spend on it, radical idea, make it stuff that makes you feel good. If you see something and it doesn't spark joy, unfollow. Hey, and if it's your mum and you know she added you on Facebook, just mute the notification. She'll never know about it. Just say you're busy. She'll never know. Sorry, mum. I'm the kind of person that fixates on one bad thing that happened in the day and then thinks about it for about 16 hours. So I'll be awake at 3 a.m. going, I went to shake that person's hand and then I spilt a drink on them. And is that something that's worth literally losing my entire sleep over? No, but hey, that's the kind of important stuff that my brain thinks of at 3 a.m.
I'm a terrible person. The real Danny boy has still got them all right. You're not getting the prize if you win. Eggy has also got them right. Congratulations, Eggy.
If I'm awake in the middle of the night, usually I'm fixated on one thing and I'm just panicking about it in circles for half an hour. So I usually just go, what's the worst case scenario? And then I go, oh, doesn't really matter that much. Guess I'll just go to bed now. Honestly, for me, the best piece of advice I ever got about sleeping is be really cold. And I never believed a friend of mine, and he was like, look, if you're really hot and sweaty, you're just gonna roll around thinking it's acceptable. But if you open that window and then you're freezing to death, you can just become this burrito of warmth, and then you'll just create your own little cocoon and fall asleep. So try to make your room below freezing, and then you'll sleep really well. There's a lot about the internet that's terrible, but a good thing is you can find people that are like you, similar interests. If you have a favorite TV show, if you have a favorite music artist, go on Twitter, go on Facebook, go on Reddit, join a community of people that share your interests, and it will just make you feel so much better. Even if you're digitally socializing with these people, if you have a connection with somebody, even if it's a message saying, are you okay? That can be just as important as a real life relationship. So definitely go out there onto the internet and forge relationships with people online. Some of my best friends are internet friends.
2 people. Dan and Eggy.
He doesn't count.
Dan doesn't count, so Eggy's in the lead. You don't count. No, right. You're not gonna sue me. You've already got a Switch. Okay.
When I was on tour in 2018, it was before I came out, and I'd taken a break from YouTube because I knew that I couldn't put myself out there anymore. I couldn't create anymore as a person until I addressed my sexuality. So it was a tough summer for me because I was putting myself out there so much socially, but I felt like I had this kind of big secret. And one of the lifelines for me was Drag Race, because obviously no one would shut up about it. I'd never watched a single episode. So on a tour bus, I watched every single episode of Drag Race and Untucked from 1 to 10. And even though, as silly as it sounds, seeing a bunch of drag queens crying while putting on makeup, it was like a lifeline to me. It made me feel less alone, it made me feel seen, and just seeing these people that were thriving so loud and proud out there, it made me feel better. There's nothing wrong with asking anyone you know the simple question, are you okay, at any point, because you never know when they might need it. If you have a friend that seems like they're more distant than usual, if they're drawing away, if they don't want to hang out as much, or if they're just being quieter on social media, there might not be anything wrong. They might just be busy getting on with their life, but just say, hi, how are you doing? Let's just talk. It's the awkward question that so many people feel like they don't want to ask it, they're afraid to be asked it, but the moment one person does it, maybe it was the branch that they were looking for the whole time. So be that person for your friend, and then hopefully they'll be there for you when you need it too. It's safe to say that as someone who's spent their entire life on the internet, I've seen some stuff. You just need to remind yourself that you're valid, you're fine, you're doing nothing wrong bothering these people by simply existing. And the best thing to do is just to mute them and then just let them scream into the void as you go about your day. Feels powerful.
Who's it going to be? What's it going to be? Well, I will tell you, it is 75 is the correct answer. 57% of you got that right. And Eggy has taken the lead over the real Danny boy. Well done, Eggy. Tied the bad guy, Woo It's Molly.
I think naturally people get defensive when you imply that anything they've ever done or said might be wrong. So sometimes, it depends on the person, it can be better to message them privately and just go, hey, I don't know if you mean to say this, but this can be really hurtful because this, and someone might feel less embarrassed or called out publicly. Then again, depending on what someone does, they might just need a smackdown in the middle of a Facebook chain with your grandma. So take it upon yourself, I believe in you, do the right thing. If you feel comfortable, you don't have to put up with this. Remind yourself of that. You're doing nothing wrong. It's not your responsibility. But if you see that someone can be reached, sometimes just talking to them, empathizing with them, letting them know what the truth really is and talking to them patiently, you can redeem somebody. I mean, I've had old people in my family that they've said something at the dinner table and I've gone, that's a yikes, granddad, but let me explain why. And then 5 minutes later, it's all cool. So take it upon yourself to redeem your problematic family. I believe in you. Even a few years ago on the internet, a lot of people had a lot of fun, and even within the LGBTQ community, speculating about, you know, celebrities' relationships and their sexuality. And as someone who was in the closet, I found that really hard because I thought that there were these people that kind of had good intentions, but then they were, you know, really affected by mental health with the speculation. And I've seen people in real life that they watched my 45-minute long coming out video, sorry about that, and they said to me, you know, I didn't realize at the time what this can do to people and how it can be harmful. You know, I thought I was an ally, I thought I was a good person doing the right thing, so I just want to say sorry that I did that. And this wasn't something that I was expecting. I didn't even, you know, I wasn't telling myself I even deserved that, but to hear people say that to me really felt like, is the world becoming a better place? Should we be hopeful for the future?